Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah. Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi adada khalqihi wa ridha nafsihi wa zinata arshihi wa midada kalimatihi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad النبي الأمي وعلى آله وسلم تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق وأعمالنا من الرياء. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء. ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما. اللهم اجعلنا دعاة إليك وإلى رسولك. أما بعد. Ya Ilahi, O my Allah, the eyes which cannot discern you as the God and protector are blind. May the trade of that banda and slave who has not taken a share of your love suffer a loss. The banda, the abd, who fails to discern that Allah Ta'ala watches and guards him is blind. In kullu nafsin lamma alayha hafiz. In kullu nafsin lamma alayha hafiz. The banda, the abd, who does not act to achieve the love of Allah will always flounder in loss, even though he does not understand this. The Shaykh Rahimahullah afallahu anhu wa nawwarallahu marqadahu wa nafa'na bi ulumihim amin says, O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, you have instructed us to refer to the athar, to go back to the athar, the impressions of his attributes, which are the things that we see around us. Guide me towards the athar with the mantle of your illumination and with the intuitive gaze, that basirat, so that I may turn towards you as commanded by you. With a protected heart and high courage, Ya Allah. Innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. You have power over all things. Once the banda and the abd attains wusul and mushahada, once he has reached, once he has gained divine proximity, mushahada, divine perception, Allah Ta'ala orders him to return to his earthly relationships. He returns back now to his earthly relationships. He passes through the stage of fana, and then he comes to the stage of baqa, and he returns to his earthly relationships. Example, family and wealth. He is ordered to pay attention to the rights and obligations connected with creation, hukukul ibad. The banda is therefore fearful of being deprived of Allah's mushahada by his worldly associations. He thus supplicates for tawfiq, for hidayah, for divine aid and guidance. He petitions Allah to enshroud him with his nur, with his illumination, and to strengthen his heart so that even while he is physically with makhluk and creation, he should see only Allah Ta'ala. The banda supplicates for basirat, spiritual insight, so that he is always guided and prevented from engrossment in creation, so that the mushahada of Allah appears to him in everything. Since Allah has power over everything, He, Allah, can fulfill all du'as, all supplications. Ya Ilahi, O my Allah, my contemptibility is known to you. My condition, my hal, is not hidden from you. I supplicate to reach your lofty court, your lofty darbar. I ask to be guided to your lofty court with you. Guide me to you with your nur and allow me to stand in your presence like a true slave. Maulana comments on this part of the dua. Man's original state of contemptibility and lowliness is open to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The condition of the banda, of the abd, of the slave, is not concealed from Allah ta'ala. In reality, the revelation to man of his own state of contemptibility is respect. The banda, subhanallah, in reality the revelation to man of his own state of contemptibility is really izzat. When it is revealed to him how dhaleel he is, this is izzah. The banda who is unaware of the contemptibility and lowliness of himself, and he thinks of himself as being honorable and aziz, is truly contemptible, truly dhaleel. The banda supplicates to reach Allah with his aid, with his nusrat, with his tawfiq, with his hidayah. His gaze is never ever on his own efforts and amal. He seeks to be guided to Allah's ma'rifah, recognition with Allah himself. Unlike others, he does not resort to the process of logical deduction to recognize and attain Him. Unlike others, he does not resort to the process of logical deduction to recognize and attain Him. Someone asked an Arif Billah, "How did you recognize Allah?" He replied, "I recognized my Rabb, my Lord, with my Rabb. Araftu Rabbi bi Rabbi." The supplication of the Banda is, therefore, to be guided to Allah Ta'ala through Allah with His nur, which means the heart being inspired with Marifah. The Banda further petitions to be permitted to stand in the divine presence as a true slave by suppression of the attributes of rububiyat, knowledge, power, etc., which have been created in man, and manifestation of the qualities of ubudiyat, enslavement to Allah. These are the attributes of humility, lowliness, weakness, and contemptibility. O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, instruct me in your hidden knowledge and protect me with the secret of your guarded names. Ya Ilahi, O my Allah, grant me firmness in the established stations of the people of Qurb. Grant me istiqamat and let me walk the path of the people of Jadb. Maulana comments on this. Hidden knowledge refers to divine mysteries, asrar, and secrets, which are bestowed to the awliyaullah. The guarded names are the beautiful names of Allah Ta'ala, which are protected against defilement and disgrace. Inna lillahi ta'ala tis'atan wa tis'ina isman man ahsaha dakhala al-jannah wa fi riwayatin man hafidhaha. The secrets of these names refer to the illumination, the nur emanating from these names. The Banda seeks protection against all evils with the aid of the divine illumination, with the aid of the divine nur of his names. The Shaykh alayhi rahmah says and prays and supplicates, O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, with your plan, make me independent of my plan. And with your will, make me independent of my will. Establish me in the center of my restlessness. O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, with your plan, make me independent of my plan. And with your will, make me independent of my will. Establish me in the center of my restlessness. Maulana explains, the Banda supplicates for only divine dispensation, qada'ullah. The gaze should be only on the plan and the decree of Allah, not on the plans and the efforts of man, but what is muqaddar, what is the qada. When man is concerned with his own schemes, he becomes trapped in his nafs. He then drifts away from Allah's presence. All affairs, al-umuru kulluha, of the banda should be directed only by the divine will. The individual's will should not feature in any affair. When the banda operates his own will, he clashes with the divine will. The centers of restlessness refer to the lowly attributes of man, example, humility, weakness, contemptibility. In these conditions, in these ahwal of humility, weakness, contemptibility, the banda always supplicates to Allah Ta'ala. It behoves the banda to keep in view, always keep in view his weakness and his contemptibility. Ana dhalil fa'izzani, inni dhalil fa'izzani, wa inni faqir farzuqni ya Rabbal Alameen. Sheikh Ibn Ata'illah al-Iskandari alayhi rahmah says, continues his dua, such a dua which is full of ilm and wisdom and knowledge. O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, save me. Save me from the disgrace and the greed of my nafs. Cleanse me of my doubts and shirk before I am lowered in the grave. O Allah, my Allah, Ya Ilahi, save me from the disgrace and the greed of my nafs. Cleanse me of my doubts and shirk before I am lowered into the grave. I seek your aid against nafsani desires and shaitani thoughts. Help me, Ya Allah. I trust only in you. Alayka tawakkaltu. Do not assign me to anyone else. Alayka tawakkaltu wa anta rabbul arshil azim. I ask only from you. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Do not make me despair. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. I am enthusiastic for your grace and kindness, Ya Allah. Do not deprive me. La tahrimni. La tahrimni. Guide me to your lofty court. Do not cast me off. I am standing askance on your threshold, on your ataba. Do not buffet me away, Ya Allah. Maulana comments, the greed of the nafs means desires and hopes, whose fulfillment he seeks from others besides Allah Ta'ala. Doubt here means the constriction of the heart when something displeasing happens. The constriction of the heart. When something displeasing happens. This is doubt. This constriction and narrowing produces darkness, dhulmat fil qalb, in the heart. Cleansing the heart for the attainment of purity means the development of yaqeen, which expands the heart. Yaqeen expands the heart. Doubt, constriction brings darkness into the heart. True peace and pleasure from Allah Ta'ala settle in the heart which has been purified. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. Shirk here, that, oh Allah, cleanse me of my shirk before I am lowered into the grave, refers to the heart's indifference of the true cause, the true sabab, the true cause, and its relationship with the external agencies. When the darkness of shak and doubt becomes dominant, the nur of yaqeen diminishes. The heart then inclines towards shirk, which is the heart's indifference of the true cause and its relationship with external agencies. The heart then inclines towards this type of shirk because tawheed cannot be visualized without the nur of yaqeen. Man then turns towards the external agencies and superficial causes of things. The banda therefore supplicates to be purified of doubt and shirk. Let us see, O Allah, the true sabab, the true cause. Let us recognize musabbibul asbab and the true sabab and its relationship with external agencies. The Shaykh continues his dua. Ya Ilahi, O my Allah, when your pleasure does not stand in need of a cause, then how can any of my actions or conditions be a cause for your pleasure? O my Allah, when your perfect Dhat and being is independent of deriving any benefit from even yourself, then what benefit can accrue to you from me, who is defective and contemptible? Maulana comments, Ridha, pleasure of Allah, Ridha'ullah, is a divine attribute. All attributes of Allah Ta'ala are eternal, abadiyah. The eternal has no cause. Since Allah's attribute of ridha and pleasure, being eternal, has no cause, it is inconceivable that any act of the banda can ever be the cause for the ridha of Allah. How can that be the cause for that which is eternal and abadi? Nothing can act on Allah Ta'ala. Change does not come to him. La yugayyiruhu al-hawadith. Allah's ridha and pleasure is not dependent on the banda's actions. The banda's good deeds and conditions are the effects of Allah's ridha. Here it is, subhanallah, explained for us. Allah's ridha and pleasure is not dependent on the banda's actions. In fact, the banda's good deeds, his a'mal and his conditions are the effects of Allah's ridha. These are the effects of Allah's ridha. That's why he's doing these things. The Shaykh continues his dua. O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, Ya Ilahi, Qadr, Taqdeer, predestination, and your decree have overwhelmed me, and nafsani desires have enchained me in powerful chains. Be my helper and aid me, and through me aid also my associates, Ya Allah. Make me so independent so that with the mushahada of your grandeur and beauty, I become independent from my motives. Maulana explains, when the banda contemplates to practice obedience or to abstain from transgression, his resolution is negated by fate, qadar and taqdeer. The banda contemplates, he reflects, contemplates to practice obedience or to abstain from sin and ma'asiyat and fusuq. His resolution, his azam is negated by fate, qadha and taqdeer. The banda is also fettered by the strong chains of the nafs. He therefore has no alternative other than divine aid. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ لَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ كَانَ وَمَا لَمْ يَشَأْ لَمْ يَكُنْ. The banda in his supplication should also include his relatives and associates. Independence from all things besides Allah Ta'ala is an attribute for which the banda supplicates, so that he remains independent from even his own motives. Allahumma kfina bihalalika an haramik wa aghnina bifadlika amman siwak wa aghnina bifadlika amman siwak. When the banda is endowed with perpetual mushahada, Allah is always in front of him, divine perception. When he's endowed with this, he will be annihilated and oblivious of even his own motives and his own desires. The dua continues. You are the being who has infused into the hearts of your friends the anwar of ma'arif. They have therefore recognized you and acknowledged your unity, your oneness, your tawheed. You are the pure being who was expelled from the hearts of friends of the awliya, all alien relationships. They have thus made only you, dear beloved. Allahumma jal hubbaka ahabba ilayya min nafsi wa ahli wa min al-ma'i al-barid. When they are restless, they do not seek support from anyone besides you. Only you are affectionate to them. Therefore, the relationship and contaminations of this world have terrified them. Only you have guided them. Hence, the path of truth has been revealed to them. The banda is able to recognize Allah Ta'ala by the illumination of marifat, by the nur of marifat with which he brightens the heart. As a result, the servants of Allah affirm his unity, his oneness, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, and perceive his reality, his haqiqat. لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. It is Allah who purifies the hearts. رَبِّ أَعْطِي نَفْسِي تَقْوَاهَا وَزَكِّهَا أَنْتَ خَيْرُ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا أَنْتَ وَلِيُّهَا وَمَوْلَاهَا. It is He, Allah, who purifies the hearts of His friends from all alien influences. All things besides Allah are expelled from their hearts. And these hearts now, which become the repositories of divine love, they discern the path of truth, of haqq, sabilul haqq, by means of divine nur, which guides them along. The dua continues. The Shaykh is crying out unto Allah. What has man found? What has man found when he has failed to find you? Allah, subhanallah. What has man found when he has failed to find you? What has he not found after having found you? Whoever was pleased with anyone besides you has failed. Whosoever was pleased with anyone besides you has failed. And whoever attempted to divert himself from your lofty court suffered loss and ruin. Maulana comments on it. The one who observes the makhluk and the creation with his eyes and heart, he observes makhluk with his eyes and heart without perceiving Allah Ta'ala with his heart, without divine mushahada, has in reality seen nothing. He hasn't seen anything, because creation is pure non-existence. La mawjuda illallah, la ilaha illallah, la mawjuda illallah, because creation is pure non-existence. He has therefore gained nothing by his observation. On the other hand, whoever has gained Allah's mushahada, he sees Allah, he witnesses Allah's doing, the true cause, the true sabab. He understands وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. The one who has gained Allah's mushahada has found everything, despite him being deprived of the good things of the world. He has found everything despite being deprived of the good things of the world. The banda who seeks the pleasure of things besides Allah, example, he seeks worldly pleasures, he even seeks spiritual states, is a failure. The banda who seeks the pleasure of things besides Allah, these are all aliens, Gairullah. Example, worldly pleasures, he seeks spiritual states, he is a failure. He has suffered a tremendous loss. Oh my Allah, Ya Ilahi, oh my Allah, Ya Ilahi, you have not decreased your kindness. How can I then cherish hope in others? Ya Ilahi, you have not decreased your kindness. You are still Ra'uf. You are still Arhamur Rahimin. You are still Latif. You are still Kareem. How can I then cherish hope in others? You have not changed your habit of awarding favor to your servants. That's still your sunnah. How then can I ask from others? Maulana Ali Rahma says, the limitless ocean of Allah's kindness is eternal. The limitless ocean of Allah's kindness is eternal. It never ever diminishes. The banda should therefore not have any hope in others. Allah Ta'ala always is the bestower of bounties to his servants. Al-Mun'imul Haqiqi. The banda should not therefore ask from others besides Allah Ta'ala. The Shaykh continues his dua. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, you have given your friends the taste of the sweetness of your love. Wow. Ya Allah, you have given your friends the taste of the sweetness of your love. They have thus stood up with love and humility in your presence. Ya Allah, you have cloaked your friends with the mantle of your grandeur. They have thus become honorable with it. Maulana comments on this. The happiness, the surur, the joy felt from the perception, the mushahada of the beauty of the beloved is termed owens. When the Banda experience the pleasure of divine love, all other relationships are expelled from his heart, and he stands with love and humility in the presence of Allah Ta'ala. He has tasted the sweetness. When the Banda experience the pleasure and the sweetness and the ecstasy and joy of divine love, all other relationships are expelled from his heart, and he stands with love and humility in the presence of Allah Ta'ala. The mantle of Allah's grandeur refers to the dignity and awe which surround the personalities of Allah's friends. He has cloaked them with these garbs and these dresses. The mantle of Allah's grandeur refers to what? What's the murad of that? It refers to the dignity and awe which surround the personalities of Allah's friends. That is the awliya. Ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun lillahi al-izzatu wa li rasulihi wa lil mu'minin. People are awed, and they have this reverence in them and respect. They are awed simply by looking at the awliya of Allah. The awliya derive their respect and their honor from divine grandeur, because Allah has cloaked them with the mantle of His grandeur. They derive their respect, their izzat and their honor from divine grandeur, not from any worldly agency. The Shaykh continues his dua. O my Allah, even before the existence of the dhakireen, even before the existence of those who remember you and do your dhikr, you remembered them with your favors. And even before the attention of the worshippers, the ubbad, you commenced your favors on them. Even prior to the requests of the supplicators, you were generous with your forgiveness. You are most forgiven, Antal Ghafoor. After bestowing your favors and bounties to us, you asked us for a loan of these bounties. Maulana comments on it. Long before the Banda who became a dhakir, dhikr-wala, rememberer of Allah. Long before the Banda became a dhakir, long before the Banda who became a dhakir came into existence, Allah Ta'ala, by virtue of His kindness, Allah remembered him. Even before the existence of the dhakireen, Allah, by virtue of His kindness, remembered him. In consequence of his remembrance, of Allah's remembrance, He bestowed the gift of existence to him. Wujud brought him into existence. Even prior to the Banda becoming a worshipper, an abid, and a supplicator, a da'i, making dua unto Allah, even prior to that, Allah Ta'ala turned His gaze of mercy to the Banda by granting him the wonderful ni'mat of wujud and existence. Whatever Allah Ta'ala bestows to the banda, He asks it as a loan. The Quran says, مَن يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who will give Allah a beautiful loan? Whatever Allah has already bestowed to the banda, He asks it as a loan. مَن يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. The reward for advancing this loan to Allah will be granted in the Akhirah. Allah Ta'ala does not acquire any benefit from the loan. The banda advances to Him, Allah doesn't get any benefit from that. The term qard, مَن يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا, is used figuratively, majazi, and indicates, what does this mean? It is used figuratively, and the word qard and loan indicates Allah's love for His servants. It's like giving a child a gift. It is like giving a child a gift and then asking it on loan and returning a superior item. So this really indicates, qardan hasana indicates Allah's love for His servants. It's like giving a child a gift and then asking it on loan, asking back for that gift as a loan, and returning a superior item. Subhanallah. And the Shaykh continues, O my Allah, call me with your mercy so that I reach you. Draw me to you with kindness so that my attention is wholly focused on you. O my Allah, although I disobey you, my hope is not severed from you, you know. If I obey you, your fear does not depart from me. Even when I am obedient, your fear does not depart from me. O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, the whole world has buffeted me towards you. The knowledge of your grace and kindness has delivered me to your doors, Ya Allah. The banda cannot reach Allah Ta'ala on the strength of his defective deeds and amal. The banda therefore supplicates for divine assistance to be drawn to him by his grace and kindness. Man's efforts, all man's efforts minus divine mercy can never deliver the banda to Allah Ta'ala. The banda should never despair of the mercy of Allah. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. Despite his acts of disobedience, la taqnatu min rahmatillah. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. The kindness and forgiveness of Allah are not dependent on any cause. Just as His ridha is not dependent on any cause, His kindness and forgiveness are not dependent on any cause. The banda should not become audacious and bold on account of his acts of obedience and worship. Allah does as He pleases. يَفْعَلُ مَا يَشَاءُ فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيدُ. Even if He punishes the banda, for worshipping, it will be proper and just. He is the true king, and the king does as he pleases in his kingdom. When the banda is conscious of reality, he realizes that everything in creation pushes him towards Allah Ta'ala. That's true consciousness of reality. When the banda is conscious of reality and haqiqat, he realizes that everything in creation pushes him towards Allah Ta'ala. Everything sends out the message. Everything sends out the message. I am perishable. Ana fani. Kullu man alayha fan. وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. Everything sends out the message. I am perishable. I am temporary. I am fani. Do not strike up a relationship with me, for I am fani. The banda's knowledge of the fact that Allah Ta'ala is merciful and kind, it constrains him to turn towards Allah. He therefore never relents and gives up in his endeavors to reach his creator, to get this wusul, to get this nisbat. The Shaykh continues his dua. O my Allah, Ya Ilahi, Anta Rajai, you are my hope. How can I then be absent from you? I am leaning on you. Ana mustanidun ilayk. I am leaning on you. Ya sanada man la sanada lahu. Ya ahada man la ahada lahu. Ya sanada man la sanada lahu. إن قطع الرجاء إلا منك نجني مما أنا فيه وأعني على ما أنا عليه مما نزل بي بجاه وجهك الكريم وبحق محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم عليك آمين. Wallah, you are my hope. How can I then be absent from you? I am leaning on you. You are my sanad. How can I then be disgraced? Ya Ilahi, O my Allah, you have planted me in disgrace. Inni dhalil fa'aizzani wa inni faqir farzuqni. How can I then acquire respect? You are related to me. You have related me to you. You have related me to you. How then can I not be honorable? You have placed me in poverty and dependence. Ya ayyuhan nas, antumul fuqara'u ila Allah, wallahu huwal ghaniyyul hamid. You have placed me in faqr, in poverty and dependence. How then can I be independent? You have made me, and you have made me independent with your existence. How then can I be dependent? Subhanallah. You have placed me in faqr and poverty and dependence. How can I then be independent when you have placed me in dependence and I am a fakir? On the other side of the coin, you have made me independent with your existence. So how then can I be dependent? Allahumma kfina bihalalika an haramik wa aghnina bifadlika amman siwak. When the banda's hope is in Allah, he will not despair. When he derives support from Allah, he can never ever be disgraced. Lillahi al-izzatu wa li rasulihi wa lil mu'minin. Man's asal and origin is non-existence. Adamul wujud. He therefore cannot have izzat and respect as his original attribute, because his original attribute and asal is adme wujud. Therefore he cannot have izzat and respect as his original attribute. Eternal izzat, al-izzatul abadiyah, is the attribute of only Allah Ta'ala. Since the Banda is related to Allah by virtue of his love and obedience, since he, the Abd, is related to Allah and connected to him by virtue of his love and his obedience to Allah, he derives honor and respect from Allah's izzat because of his relationship to Allah by virtue of his love, hubbe ilahi. By virtue of his obedience, he derives honor and respect from Allah through this nisbat and connection. Thus, in relation to his origin and asal, man is contemptible. Inni dhalil fa'izzani. But in relation to his bond with Allah, he is honorable. In relation to his asal, he is contemptible and dhalil. In relation to his bond with Allah, he is honorable. And as we close here today, with regard to his origin, the asal of man, the banda, the abd, the slave, is a pauper with respect to his asal. He's a pauper, he's a fakir, dependent. But with the existence of Allah, the banda is rendered free from dependence of others. وَأَغْنِنَا بِفَضْلِكَ أَمَّنْ سِوَاكَ. When the banda has acquired the treasure of Allah's qurb, when he has acquired the treasure of Allah's qurb and proximity, this treasure he has acquired, qurb ilahi, he can never ever then be in need of others. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحان وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Social expectation drowns us all inside. What you have should be what I want, 'cause what I have just ain't alright.